Different meant wealthier, different meant whiter, different meant not you. I think we need to call your mother in for a conference, Graves finally said, and we need to discuss your placement in advanced classes. Mrs. Henderson has expressed concerns about whether you're ready for that level of academic rigor. She wants to kick me out of AP history. James felt something cold settle in his stomach. Because of this, because of a pattern of behavior that suggests you might be struggling. I have an A- in that class. Yes, well, Graves clicked his mouse looking at the screen. Mrs. Henderson notes here that she suspects some of your work may not be entirely your own. The door to the main office opened. Voices drifted through. One of them, his mother's, urgent and controlled. I need to see my son now. The secretary's nervous response, Ma'am, Principal Graves is in a meeting. I don't care what he's in, get him out here. Graves stood up, irritated. Excuse me, James, I need to handle this. He stepped out of his office. Through the open door, James could see his mother standing in the main office. She was still in her scrubs, her hospital badge clipped to her pocket. Her face was calm, but her eyes were furious. Behind her stood a woman James didn't recognize, older, maybe 60, with silver hair pulled back severely. She was wearing a business suit that looked expensive, and she was holding a leather portfolio. Mrs. Washington, I'm going to have to ask you to calm down, Graves said, using his principal voice. We have procedures. Procedure? Sarah's laugh was sharp. You mean like the procedure where you investigate complaints? Because I filed 3 this semester alone. 3 formal complaints about Mrs. Henderson's treatment of my son. Want to know how many times you followed up? Graves glanced at the secretary, who was suddenly very interested in her computer screen. I'm sure we addressed 0. Sarah cut him off. 0 times 0. I have the emails, I have the dates, I have documentation of every single complaint I filed and your responses or lack thereof. The woman with the silver hair opened her portfolio, pulled out a stack of papers. I'm Margaret Carter, attorney. I represent Mrs. Washington. These are copies of every complaint filed by military families at this school in the past 18 months. 6 families, 14 separate incidents, all involving the same teacher, all dismissed without investigation. Graves's face paled. Now wait a minute, we are not waiting. Margaret's voice was crisp, professional. We're documenting. The pattern is clear. Mrs. Henderson has targeted students from military families, particularly students of color, and you've enabled it by refusing to take action. That's a serious accusation. It's a factual statement. Margaret flipped through the papers. October 15th, Major Dawson's daughter was told her father couldn't possibly be deployed because people like that don't serve in officer positions. November 2nd, Sergeant Major Torr's son accused of cheating because his writing was too good for his demographic.